While some dog owners are stuck worrying about their dogs not sleeping with them no matter what they do, some are complaining about the behavior. It's not uncommon for dog parents, whether old or new, to wonder why their dogs can't seem to stay on their own. And although many dog parents love it, some do not, and over time it becomes disturbing. So in this video, we'll be discussing some of the reasons behind your dog's clingy behavior and whether it is good or bad. Hey there, welcome to today's video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do, and give this video a thumbs up while you're at it. Also, click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we upload new content. Before we get into the reasons behind your dog's behavior, let's understand that it isn't exactly bad for them to want to sleep with you. In fact, it has its benefits, which can be proven scientifically. For starters, your dog sleeping with you helps you calm down and de-stress. If you've had a very long day, having your dog around for long periods can help you get into a better mood. And this applies to many pets apart from dogs. Naturally, animals have grown to emotionally support humans in this civilization, and having a pet with you can reduce your stress levels so that you can get ready for the next day. Dogs, however, are masters of this, and by staying around you and snuggling while you sleep, they help you recharge your batteries in preparation for the next day. Another reason letting your dog sleep with you is not such a bad idea is that snuggling in with your dog every evening gives you a sense of safety. This is particularly important if you go through a lot of unrest daily. If you are in a state of panic or a dangerous environment, letting your dog sleep with you every night can bring you a kind of peace you won't be able to explain. This doesn't just apply to big dogs. If you have a dog as small as an average Chihuahua and it stays beside you all night, you will feel safe. This is because you'll begin to feel like someone is going through life with you, like you're not alone. Finally, letting your dog sleep with you is beneficial because it strengthens your bond. If you bought or adopted your dog for the sake of companionship, then you should embrace this phenomenon. Dogs want comfort too, and they'll take any opportunity they get to spend as much time as possible with you. However, before you allow your dog into your bed, a few things must have been put in place beforehand. You must make sure they're not sick in any way, especially when the disease is communicable. You should also make sure you take your pooch to the veterinary doctor regularly to prevent them from being vulnerable to diseases like rabies. If you want your dog to sleep with you, you should also work on making your bed comfortable enough for them to sleep. For example, dogs will prefer to sleep with you if your bed is a really solid one. They'd also prefer a bed with fewer decorations and pillows. But if you do not want your dog to sleep with you, you can train them to behave otherwise. Get them their own bed and reward them every time they sleep in it. Whether they are sleeping in your bed or not, make sure they get a good night's rest so they won't be fatigued. Now that we know all of these, here are 5 reasons your dog might be sleeping with you. Number 1. It's a dog thing. In case you didn't know, dogs descend from the wolf family. Irrespective of the friendly nature of your canine, you must always remember that it is closely related to wolves. Why is this important? It's important for many reasons, but the most important of them all is that it shares certain characteristics with wolves. Of course, many attributes have been bred out of domestic dogs through training and taming, but some characteristics still stand. One of those characteristics is the need for community. Wolves exist in packs because they want to feel warm and loved by the other members of the pack. And many times, these wolves tend to lay against each other to be able to achieve this. This applies to dogs too, even though they've been domesticated over time. As dogs are born in litters and separated from each other in most cases, they begin to crave attention, love, and warmth from the people around them. So when your dog looks at you, he doesn't just see an owner who provides for him. He sees a pack member whom he can find warmth and comfort with. If you doubt this, you can observe your dog from time to time, especially when they're going through a rough phase. They tend to stick to you more because you are presently the only person they can cling to. And when they have a family of their own or a community of other dogs, they tend to become less clingy. Number 2. Your bed is more comfortable. According to research, dogs have preferences for mattresses just like human beings. The only difference is that our preferences are inverted. Most humans pick their mattresses based on softness and elegance. For dogs, however, the opposite is the case. Dogs want a harder bed with minimal decoration and frivolities. So, if your bed fits into the description, it'll be their favorite place in the world to sleep in. If they don't sleep in your bed, they will sleep on the next hardest thing, the floor. Now, this can be dangerous for your dog depending on the weather and the type of floor. However, no matter what time of the year it is, your dog can get sick from a cold. If you are bent on not having your dog on the same bed with you, the best you can do is to get them their own space. Go to the nearest pet store and get them a dog bed they're comfortable sleeping in. When you do, you want to train them to sleep in it, so you can get the chance to sleep in yours. Number 3. To protect you. Dogs instinctively want to protect the people they love. Remember we mentioned earlier that your dog sees you as a member of his pack, and that translates to security as well. Wolves like to protect their own. Many times, they go off against other animals they see as threats, all in a bid to see that their loved ones are safe. So when your dog sleeps close to you, many times it's because they want to keep you safe. Some dogs go over the hedge by standing at the door or the porch all night to protect their owners. If your dog simply lays beside you, it's to protect you in case of any danger that pops up at night. Number 4. To build bonds with you. A good reason your dog wants to sleep with you is that it wants to build bonds with you. As we've mentioned earlier, laying side by side with their owners makes dogs feel safe and loved. Dogs who get cuddled and patted usually end up being the happiest dogs. Remember, your dog isn't just there to make you happy and safe, he wants to feel happy too. So in a bid to achieve this, you might find them crawling into bed with you at bedtime. Again, dogs can show up in your room when they know you are going through a hard time. They want to offer comfort and give you peace while you struggle, because that's all they can do. Dogs are really thoughtful animals, and if you look closely, you'd see that all they want is your joy and fulfillment. Number 5. To ease their separation anxiety. Many dogs who have been separated from loved ones in the past will have a hard time staying on their own. Now, this doesn't mean that every clingy dog suffers from separation anxiety. However, many dogs who go through a series of displacements often suffer from this. When a dog has built a bond with their owner and something happens to that owner, the dog goes through grief, and sometimes they learn to cling to their owners to avoid a repetition of whatever happened in the past. For this, we'd recommend that you see a doctor to know how to manage it. And while you're at it, you can ensure that your dog feels loved and valued in other ways if you're not comfortable with snuggling in with them. So now that we know why our dogs can't stop climbing into bed with us, we can now make a clear decision on whether we want them around or not. However, whatever you choose, make sure that your dog sleeps comfortably. And if you're worried about the relationship with your dog, check out this other video, 14 Signs Your Dog Doesn't Love You. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.